Hey, welcome back to Kottage-Tek. You know, it's winter up here at the cottage, and that only means one thing: bonfire season. Now, you know, once you build yourself a nice bonfire, it's only a matter of time people come out of the woodwork to sit around it and hang out. It's only a matter of time someone pulls out one of these and they start playing something tuneful. Next thing you know, the local hippie beatnik shows up with his bongo drums. He starts to fill in the rhythm. Once that happens, it's only a matter of time someone pulls out the old acoustic guitar, starts playing tunes. Cat Stevens, Harry Chapin's Cats in the Cradle, heaven forbid, Kumbaya, Lord. Everybody starts singing along. It's like 3D karaoke. But you know, here at Kottage-Tek, you know we like to do things different. You know we like to take it to the next level. That's why I picked up this here clear acrylic body Galveston electric guitar. This is going to get us heard. With this, we should be able to be heard all over the lake. In fact, I'm thinking a full Marshall stack out on the dock, maybe a PV Classic 30 on the beach. That's going to get us heard all over the lake. But you know, what's the use of being heard if you can't be seen? It gets dark pretty early up here at the cottage this time of year, and that bonfire's not going to put on an awful lot of light for too long. So I think we got to do something so that we can be seen all over the lake as well as heard. I got a few ideas of what I can do to this clear acrylic body guitar that's going to help make that happen. I think it's time for a cottage creation. In fact, a little smoke on the water maybe? We got a bonfire going. Why not? In fact, it looks like it's ice fishing season out there too. Okay, welcome back to the Kottage-Tek workbench. We're working on a slightly different bench today. Okay, so here we have our victim, our project base. This is our clear acrylic body electric guitar. A few things have already been done to this guitar. First off, the pickups, they've been replaced with double humbuckers. That's going to give us a nice clean, crisp sound and good sustain. If we want dirty, filthy stuff, you know, we can get that with the pedals. This way we're going to get a real nice, crisp, clean sort of sound when we want it. They're really good pickups, they're well known. The other thing that's been done is these tuning heads, the machine heads, they've been also replaced. They've been upgraded with Grover Deluxe. I believe they're 135 series classics. They've got the nice antique looking handles. They're pretty common for putting on really nice vintage guitars. They're a lot like they're like the kind of the Rotolocks, which are really popular. They're good tuning heads. They're going to keep this bad boy in tune, because the last thing we want is a tune drifting right in the middle of a really awesome riff on stage. So these upgraded tuning heads are going to keep it in tune. That and the pickups, we're going to have some awesome sound. Now that's what we're going to do for that. That's what's been done for the sound. Now here's what we're going to actually do for the guitar. We're going to put in some toys. First thing we're going to do is, we got a 9-volt battery here. This is what's going to power all the magic. All this stuff is going to get installed in the cavity here behind where all the controls are, where the volume and tone controls and everything are. There's enough room in there, just barely, for me to squeeze everything in. So one thing we're going to put in there is this 9-volt battery. And this is probably going to last like an entire weekend, maybe even longer. Haven't done a time trial, but it should last as well. That's what's going to power everything. I'm going to put 2 circuits inside this thing. First one I'm going to put in, this one's still on the breadboard because I've been playing with it. I got to work out resistance values for voltages and that. So what I've got is, right here, so far here, I've got 4 water clear blue LEDs and a resistor and the 9-volt battery. So when we turn the power on this, these resistors light up, or these LEDs light up, and we're going to have a nice bright, crisp, sparkly blue light lighting up the entire body of the guitar. On a dimly lit stage, this thing's going to glow a nice, bright, crisp, sparkly blue color off in the background. So that's the one circuit we're going to put in. Now we're going to spread these LEDs. We're going to put them behind each of the pickups, also down behind the control area of the guitar, so the whole body is going to glow a nice blue color. That's the one we're going to do. The other one we're going to do is, and I've already built the circuit ahead of time because I wanted to, it took some trial and error to get it to work. So basically there's a circuit board. It's a 3-channel chaser. So there's a circuit board with 3 transistors, some caps, and some resistors. And basically what happens is, when you put the power to it, I've got 3 pairs of, again, water clear LEDs. I've got blue, green, and red LEDs. And when you put the power to it, it's going to chase through the 3 colors. And what we'll do is we'll put these 3 colors in behind, we'll put maybe the, you know, like the red, the green, and the blue. We'll put one color behind one pickup, another color behind another one down in the control area. So it'll oscillate through the colors when we turn this one on. And it's pretty straightforward. It is just basically some water clear LEDs on a wire. I've intentionally left these wires really long so that I can pull them through the guitar. And there's a small circuit board, and the small circuit board will get mounted inside the guitar in that area behind all the controls. There is room for it in there. By the way, I'll put schematics for this board up on the website, so you can wire up and build your own if you want to. Pretty straightforward. So we're going to get these LEDs in behind the pickups. We've got to string all the wire through the wire channels where the pickups are wired through, and get everything put in behind those controls and figure things out a little bit. So I guess first thing we've got to do is we've got to get the strings loosened up or off, and get the pickups out and get started. So let's see what we can do. This should be fun. Okay, here we are. As you can see, it's all put back together again. We've got the pickups in, we've got the strings on, and everything's wired up. Now if you see in behind the control panel, you can actually see, if I get down closer, you can actually see the Duracell battery in behind there. That's all inside that void. There's a 9-volt Duracell battery in there, and there's also my circuit board back there in the gray shrink wrap. And of course, here's the switch that I added that makes all the magic happen. And all that squeezed into the void. There's a lot of white wires in there too. I tried to use some white so it wouldn't be quite as obvious, but that's inevitable. There's a fair bit of stuff in there. There's 2 pairs of LEDs inside this void, a pair of blue ones for the solid blue, and another pair of, I think, green ones for the chaser. And if I flip the guitar over, we'll be able to see on the back side, if we look inside this void, you'll see that there's 2 pairs of LEDs in here. There's a pair of blue ones for solid blue and another pair of color ones for the chaser. So I've got 2 pairs of LEDs in here all wired together, and then they run down. I got another 2 pairs of LEDs back here all wired together, and they run down through this chase in behind this cover, which is where all the controls are. And so everything's wired up and everything's ready to go. And if we flip it over, we can see, if we put the switch on, there's our chaser, and if we flip the switch the other way, we have a solid blue. Now obviously it doesn't look that spectacular here because there's an awful lot of light. I'm sure once we get the lights turned out and we get out in an environment where it's on stage or something like that, I'm sure it'll look a lot more dynamic. So the next step will be to, let me flip that back to chaser. The next step will be to get this bad boy plugged into an amp, preferably that Marshall stack on the dock, and we'll see if we can be heard and seen all over the lake. This should be fun. As you can see, that looks pretty trick. And if we flip the switch to the chasers, that should look kind of impressive on stage. This should be fun.